Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is episode 8 of AWS tutorials. In this video, we'll see how to upload files to S3 using Presigned URL. At the end of this video, you will be able to upload files directly to AWS S3 using a Presigned URL. So now, why we need Presigned URLs? So let's say we have large files and if we want to upload to S3, then through Lambda it is inefficient and Lambda has size and timeout limits. Now, Presigned URLs allow direct upload to S3 and this is how it works in real production systems. In this video, what we'll do, we'll create an S3 bucket, we'll create a Lambda function that will generate a presigned URL, then we'll create an API that will invoke that Lambda to get the presigned URL, and then we'll upload file directly to S3 using that presigned URL. So this is going to be your flow diagram. Client will first make a request to get the S3 presigned URL. That request will be received by API gateway and it will invoke our presigned URL generator Lambda. And this Lambda will generate the presigned URL and then it will return the URL to client, and then using that presigned URL, client will directly upload the files to S3. Okay, so let's see how to implement this. So we are in AWS console. Here you just make sure you are in the correct region. Now we'll open S3 service. Here let's create a bucket. Let's provide the bucket name, dev by Shashank presigned upload URL S3, and let's leave all the configuration as it is and create the bucket. So now our bucket has been created. Let's create a Lambda function. We'll click on this create function. Here we'll provide the function name, dev by Shashank presigned upload URL Lambda. We'll select Python 3.14 and we'll leave all the configuration as it is, and let's click on this create function. Now our Lambda function has been created. Let's move to the code section and here we'll print event. We'll first see in which format we are going to receive data from API gateway. Now let's deploy the code. Now we'll go to API gateway. Let's create an API. Here we'll create a REST API. We'll provide the API name. By Shashank presigned upload URL API. Here in API endpoint type, we'll select regional. This is going to be a public API. And in the security policy, we'll select the recommended one. And let's create the API. Now the API has been created. Now we'll create a resource. Let's provide the resource name as get s3 presigned upload URL and let's create the resource. Now the resource has been created. Now we'll create method. We'll click on this create method. Here we'll create a post method. We'll select Lambda. Enable Lambda proxy integration. We'll see what is this in this series later. We'll select the function name that we have created and we'll leave all the configuration as it is and we'll create the method. Now the method has been created. Now let's test it. Now we'll click on this post method. We'll scroll down. In the right hand side, we'll click on this test method. Here we have to provide the request body. So here what we are going to provide, we are going to provide file name only because we need presigned URL for this file name. And let's click on this test button. So now if you see, we have received the 200 status code and the response body is hello from Lambda. Now let's see the event object in the CloudWatch logs. So we'll go to this Lambda. Here we'll go into the monitoring section. We'll open CloudWatch logs group. Here if you scroll down, there is this log stream. This is the event object. Let's copy it and paste it in JSON viewer. We'll paste it and we'll format it. If you see here, the resource is get s3 presigned upload URL. HTTP method is post, and if you scroll down, there is this body key, and this is the JSON object that we passed from API. So here, like it's getting in the string format, we'll do JSON loads. So from here, we'll read the file name. So now let's implement this logic in our Lambda function. So here, let's implement the logic to handle the post request. So our resource name is event resource, HTTP method is event HTTP method. Here we'll write condition if resource equals to that S3 pre-signed upload URL. Now if HTTP method equals to post, here we'll fetch the body and we'll fetch the file name. Now here we'll generate the pre-signed URL. So to generate pre-signed URL, let's check the Boto3 docs. We need Boto3 to generate the pre-signed URL. So here, if we scroll down, there is a generate pre-signed URL method. Let's open it. In this method, we'll have to provide client method. So client method is the actual method for which we need to generate the pre-signed URL. Here, in our case, it will be put object because we want to upload file to S3. In the parameter section, we need to provide the parameters that put objects require and expires in. So basically, this is the number of seconds for that the pre-signed URL is valid. So for now, we just need 3 parameters. Let's copy this method name. Let's go to our code. Now let's import Boto3. In addition to Boto3, here we need Boto core config as well. So let's import that one as well. I'll tell you why. Let's create a S3 config here. Here we'll provide the region name. This is the same region in which our S3 bucket is located. Okay, so I've created S3 bucket in AP South 1. I'll put the same here. Now the next thing that we need is addressing style. Let's provide virtual here and then we'll create S3 client. So the thing is why we need addressing style. In some regions like AP South 1, pre-signed put uploads can fail if S3 performs an internal redirect. To avoid this, we force virtual hosted addressing so that the upload hits the correct S3 endpoint on the first attempt. And if you have created your Lambda and S3 bucket in US East 1, US East 2 regions, then in that case, you don't need this configuration. Now let's provide the bucket name. I'll copy the bucket name from here. Paste it here. Now let's create a method. There. Generate upload pre-signed URL. Here we need file name in the argument. Now here we'll write response equals to s3 client dot. From here we'll copy this method. Now here we need to pass client method equals to put object. In params, we need to provide bucket name and key. So let's upload these files in our directory. We'll write document / file name. And now let's put expires in. Here we'll put 3600. That means it will be valid for 1 hour. And then we'll return the response. And in the body, we'll write a pre-signed URL. So now let's call this function from here and return the response from here. And let's implement the else logic as well here. Else invalid HTTP method. And let's implement else for this if block as well. Invalid resource. So now let's deploy this code. Now there is one more thing. In our Lambda role, we need to provide permissions to call this put object method. So let's do that. We'll go into this configuration, permissions. We'll open this IAM role. So this is the IAM role. Here we'll click on this add permissions. We'll create inline policy. Let's select S3 service here. In the actions, we need to search for put object. In the resources, let's select all and click on this next button. And the policy name, let's write S3 upload policy and create the policy. So now the policy has been created. Now let's test it from API gateway. We'll go to this API gateway. Let's select this post method. Here inside this test section, in the request body, we'll provide this file name and we'll click on this test button. So here we got internal server error. Let's see what the error is. If we scroll down, it's saying syntax error in Lambda function at line number 51. So let's fix that. Here if we see at line number 51, okay, I forgot to provide curly braces here. Now let's deploy this code and let's try it again. We'll click on this test button. This time we got 200 in the status code and in the response body, we got the presigned URL. Okay, so let's copy it and paste it in JSON viewer. Let's click on this format button. Okay, here if you see, this is the presigned URL. Now let's try to call this API from Postman. For that, we need to deploy this API. So right now this deploy API button is disabled. Let's reload this page. Okay, now the button is enabled. Let's click on this deploy API. Here we'll create a new stage. Let's provide dev and deploy. So if you see, we are inside this stages section and let's expand this dev. Here let's select post API. So this is going to be our invoke URL. Now let's invoke it from Postman. We'll copy this invoke URL. We'll go to the Postman app. Here we'll create a new request. Here we need to select post and let's paste that URL. And the body section, let's select raw and JSON here. Here we'll provide file name. Sample.txt and let's click on the send button. So if you see, a status code is 200 and we have received that presigned URL. Now let's upload the file using this presigned URL. For that, we'll open command prompt. Here let's go into the directory in which your file is present. Now let's run curl command. Curl -export -upload file. And here we need to provide the file name. So it's sample.txt in my case. So this is the file that I want to upload from my system. And here I need to provide the presigned URL. So let's copy it from here and let's paste it here. Now we'll run it. If you see here, we have not received any response here. That means it got succeeded. Now let's check it on S3 bucket. So here we'll go into this S3. We will open this bucket. And if you see here, there is this documents directory. So if you see, the file has been uploaded successfully. So this is the last modified date and the file size. So guys, you can even use this presigned URL if you want to share some photos, videos of a trip. So in that case, you can use this presigned URL. You can ask your friend to upload that zip file of photos and videos to this presigned URL, and you can get the photos, videos here on your S3 bucket. From here, you can download it and unzip it. So guys, thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we'll see how to download the file from S3 using the presigned URLs. And if you like the video, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. And if you have any question, just drop it in the comment box.